is Aaron Dearborn. I'm the gunsmith for Ashbury Precision Ordnance, and what we're going to talk about today is all these different chassis and some new actions we have coming out. So to start things off, this is our Sporter chassis. This is in a Remington short action. We use this as our foundation for everything we do. So basically what we have is a ergonomically adjustable buttstock, a no bedding required center section that fits whatever your specific type of action is. This particular one is for a Remington short action, right hand. We also have them in left hand. Then we have a polymer composite forend. So taking these components, we can actually add or subtract different levels of upgrades. If you want a railed forend, we can pop this off and we can throw a railed forend on there. If you want a push button adjustable buttstock, we can do that also. If you want a folding hinge, we can do that. Detachable hinge, that's also there. We have an adjustable grip length and adjustable grip angle. That's another thing that a lot of people don't realize with this chassis is you don't have to set it up exactly the way we have it. We've got stuff for everything about it. If you have something that's a little bit different, hey, I got these long, big hands, you know, I need something a little bit straight up and down and back, we can do that. So that is a huge selling point for our RSA A3 Sporter chassis. So over here, we have our new octagonal actions, so the Sabre SX short actions and the Sabre LX long actions. We also have them in 338 length and 408 Chi-Tech length. The biggest thing that we like about this new design is actually complements the lines of our chassis very well, but it also adds a little bit more rigidity with these flat octagonal surfaces. The lower portion of the chassis actually bolts into the receiver very well on the flats. We have much more contact patch. We bolt it down, you've got a very rigid, solid platform that grabs onto it and definitely has a much better appeal when you're talking about looks in here. So, what you have here on the bottom is you have a single piece bolt. Some guys prefer a single piece bolt, some guys are okay with a two-piece bolt handle that's welded on or silver soldered. This particular one, we like to have it one piece, more rigid, definitely requires less effort for manipulations. Flutes definitely help out when you're trying to get some of that grime out of there as you're rolling the bolt back and forth. It's also something that has a little bit of aesthetic appeal. It looks better. You know, that straight bolt is kind of old, and you know, some people don't like that. We use a mini M16 or an M16 extractor. This one is a full-size M16 extractor. This is a 338, or excuse me, 300 Win Mag, by the way. There are undercuts to allow fluids and grease and grime to get out of the way of the locking lugs. That's very important when you're talking about tight tolerances. Some of the guys out there build really, really tight, close actions and receivers, and they want that a little bit of leeway in there for just in case they blow a primer and you get some crud in there. On the back, they have a knurled aluminum bolt knob. Take a little bit of weight out of there. Some folks want to have a steel one for added weight. That's fine. We can do that also. They just come right off. When these chassis are ordered, when these receivers are ordered, you can get it with or without the bolt knob. That's not an issue. There's that. So, external bolt release. It's definitely a plus. Uses Remington style triggers. So any Remington style trigger that's out there will bolt into this. Has a recoil pin to locate your recoil lug. It's definitely helpful when you're putting this whole thing together. You're going to torque down on a new barrel. The lug isn't going to spin on you. Of course, there are fixtures out there that'll help you with that, but the pins just make it easier. These come with a 20 MOA bolt-on pinned scope rail. Made out of aluminum, Picatinny, standard Picatinny. And then they have our engraving on the side, but this one happens to be a long action, so it says Sabre LX, then our information, and there you have it. Okay, so this is the PBH buttstock. Basically what that stands for is push button adjustable. So your length of pull and your recoil pad height are all done with a push of a button. Like right here, I can do this one-handed like this, like that. It comes in and out, set up for most shooters, 95 percentiles. And we like that for folks who are more a run and gun. They need to move the stuff around quickly in kind of a stressed environment. The other things, the HTA, the standard buttstock, is a hand tool adjustment, which means you take a 3/16 Allen and you'll actually loosen screws and set things and then tighten them back down again. That's it, they're set. Moving forward from that, you have folding hinges. We have two different options for that. This is a steel folder with only one lock on it. For when it's fully open, we have a double locking aluminum hinge, which I don't have here, but basically you unlock it, it'll fold around and lock again. press a button and it opens up. Beyond that, this is one of our more premium chassis. It has a monolithic rail, full length. It also has side rails. We've got some cuts in here to the aluminum forend, adding a little bit of style, a little bit of flair. It actually reduces weight very well. And basically, this setup right here is about $1,700 retail. So if someone wants to jump in and do a nice build from the ground up, this is definitely a good starting platform.